What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Where I Come From. It is I, Mr. Tone Deaf, and I am in the building today wearing this lovely custom-made J. Riley mask. It is definitely warm in here, so if I pass out while on air, just know the mask did its job. I'm going to try to keep this on. Of course, as always, I'm rocking local, classic. But we are now into my favorite month of the year, next to my birthday, is Black History Month, where I will be highlighting small businesses, entrepreneurs, and just all around Black activity. So this week's guest is very dear to me. She joined my network back in October and has been making strides ever since she's been here. I am joined by Kay from Kickin It with Kay. How you doing today? We are Black and blessed as always. So, as anybody who's been watching the network, especially been watching my shows, know that oftentimes we actually do specials where we highlight some of the new podcasters on the network. We get to know them a little bit better. Sometimes they don't get the opportunity to do this on their own shows because they have themes, they have concepts and stuff that they like to stick to, topics they want to cover. So I like to, create a one-on-one conversation from time to time where they can just have a more private, intimate conversations about them. So let's start here. Why did you want to create a podcast to begin with? Your mic should not be. Try it now.
I wanted to. Okay,
there we go. Yeah, there we go. Because I was like, she ain't never this quiet. She loud.
I wanted to create a podcast because I've always been told my whole life that I have, very big personality. It was a lot of things at the time that I really wanted to spread awareness about, and I felt like the podcast would have been the perfect platform to do it on.
Okay. How do you like doing this so far?
I love it. I absolutely love it. It's amazing. It has, like I said, given me a chance to spread awareness about things that are important to me. It's given me a chance to have people on my podcast who I know personally might be going through things, and for me to, have certain topics that can give them, a chance to blow off steam or pretty much vent about what they might be going through. So overall, I think I've enjoyed it 100%.
Okay. What's been your favorite episode so far?
My favorite episode, I probably don't have a favorite. I think I pretty much enjoyed and loved them all the same. But maybe my first one, because it was basically my first one by myself.
The first one was fun.
Yeah, the first one by
was
myself.
rough.
Yeah, it was lit, and I basically came back for revenge on my first one. So I was really lit. But as far as all my guests, I think all of those shows, I enjoyed them just the same.
Yeah, we had a lot of conversations.
Yeah.
But as you can see, I didn't change nothing about it.
So no, you didn't.
That just means I want to keep it honest to the material.
Yes.
So I want to cover a little bit of news that's been going on here. So
sure.
You live in the city of Milwaukee.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So recently we've had a lot of strings of random murders. One just happened today out in Brown Deer where a gentleman assassinated, in so many words, his baby mama. They ended up having a complete shootout in regards to it. So being somebody from the city of Milwaukee, how would you describe the state of the city to you?
If you know me personally, I'm all for everybody getting out of here. And when I say this, I don't say it to be funny. It's just that these crimes, I feel like they only get worse and worse. Actually, the Brown Deer area is actually where my mom resides. So that's something.
That's kind of why I bring it up.
Yes, that's something that was very troubling, of course, because you start to fear for your family safety when things are starting to get closer and closer to either your home or where some of your family resides. To speak on just the city period, I just feel like it's a very sad place. I just think it's a very dark place. I commend anybody who has gotten out of here. I commend anyone who has plans on getting out of here, especially if you have kids, small kids, big kids. I just think that they can live a better life, elsewhere. That specific situation, is that the one where it was on live?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I haven't seen the live. I probably won't be able to watch it. Those type of things really bother my spirit.
I couldn't watch it.
Yeah, I couldn't watch it.
If you go on Google right now and just type in Milwaukee news, that's literally going to be the whole first page from everywhere. Even people who not even in the city has it posted, and it's tragic.
So basically the situation was when you say he assassinated his whole family, it was his baby mama, and then they had one or two children.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't know if you guys remember this case kind of way back where now it wasn't a murder, but the lady, I think she was no more than like 23. She was very stressed out and things of that nature, and she walked into the lake with her son.
Oh, yeah.
And she ended up dying, but then the son made it. But then I think like a week or two later, something else was going on with the son. I just think when it comes to these situations where it's dealing with young mothers, it's very hard for me to pretty much deal with that because both of my sisters, they both are young mothers, and I feel like it's just sad to see a mother taken away from their kids, especially in in such a messed up way.
Yeah. It's actually fucked up in America.
Yeah.
We need to go ahead and fix that because just a couple of days ago, we also had a shooting situation at Rufus King.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you didn't hear about it in the news?
No, and Rufus King has kind of always been one of those schools where,
Well, and that's the crazy part because when I was talking to my family about it when we seen on the news that morning,
right?
If you paid attention to the news almost didn't tell you it was Rufus King. They almost did everything in their power to say it was anything but Rufus King. They said a Milwaukee high school. They said the block in regard to. They said outside one of the public high school. But they did everything but say it was Rufus King. And we were kind of saying, well, the joke in the family was, if that was North Division, not only would we have told every single name, we would have said their GPA, what their class score was, like a lot of different things. But I just think that we just need to, come together as a city. Because I know Rufus King, the students were supposed to be having a walkout in regards to it.
Right.
And like my buddy Ray Nitty has said, like, we need to have the whole city do the walkout in regards to it. Let them know that we are tired of all this and we need to make some changes around here.
Absolutely.
But, I don't want to keep going down this dark hole of our city.
Absolutely.
Because there's some dope shit in our city.
Yeah.
There's some really dope shit. Like this podcasting network.
Period.
It's fucking awesome here. Period. Damn it, I worked hard for this.
Period.
But no. So you have a very unique setup when it comes to your podcast.
Yes.
Every once in a while, you be spitting that hot fire. What made you actually decide to incorporate your music into your podcast?
I just feel like it was a perfect platform to, showcase it on. I feel like, as far as my family, friends, even strangers, or just even my Facebook friends who were tuning in, I just think that it reminded people, who probably did forget that, I'm an up and coming artist, that I just felt like doing it on here, whether I was by myself or whether I had guests, it just brought out a lot more of my personality as well. My music and me rapping is a big part of who I am. So it's really hard for me to embark on any journey and not make that a part of it.
Okay, that's what's up. So, when your podcast makes it to the next level, what does that look like for you?
Well, it looks like me having more shows. No, it's like me having more shows. If I can within, if it was up to me, I would like to have like 4 shows out the month. But I know that would take a lot more on me as well, as far as, being able to prepare and things of that nature. I think starting out with only having 2 a month has most definitely gave me time to perfect my craft as far as when I'm coming in. So when I say that, I mean gradually as time goes on. I'm not saying like next month or, even the next 2 months, I would prefer that. But as far as getting myself out there more, having more accolades, kind of, I think, stacking a bit quicker. I would like to eventually, have more shows going on just to even get my mind to be able to, work on multiple things at one time.
You'll get there.
Yeah.
Because your shows, I will say this on my own show because I produce her show.
Yes.
It has gotten better. It's gotten smoother. Now,
period.
Don't get me wrong. It wasn't never really bad to begin with. See, what y'all don't know is before and after every show, me and her has to kind of fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have to.
No. The show don't go right if we don't fight. Okay. I'm honest to God. We fight like a fucking married couple.
Yes.
And we don't even know each other like that. And but it's more so she wants to get better. And I'm already telling her that she is getting better. As you listened from her first episode to the most recent one, where she had her younger sister on it, and they talked about being a teen.
Yes.
There you could tell a significant difference in how she's carrying the shows.
Yeah.
So I just want her, because she gets on me because you don't never tell me how good I did. Publicly say it out loud that you are doing well.
Thank you
So
so
at the rate
much.
you're going, just stay consistent and you'll be fine.
Thank you so much.
So every time I do an interview, I like to do a Q&A session. But
Q&A.
I don't like to ask typical questions that everybody asks.
Right.
So I tend to try to mix it up in regards to the kind of questions I ask. Now, I had recently picked up a game called Truth or Drink, but then I grasped the concept she gonna drink regardless. So
wait, hold on, wait. We got to put a disclaimer in there. I'm not gonna drink regardless. Okay, I am.
No, you're right, because you currently have a wine glass out right now. So trying to make her not, the whole purpose of this, I don't want her to skip a question. I want her to answer it. Now, normally I have these fun kind of, random ass questions, but I like to save those for like your show or if we're doing a Death Fresh show. So these are going to be a little bit more thought provoking.
Okay. I'm ready.
Just a little bit more of a serious show.
Okay.
Compared to the fuckery I do everywhere else.
Okay. Compared to the couple of games I played on my last show.
Compared to the couple of games.
Okay. So there's some real mental thinking.
Right.
All right. Let me.
Okay. What's a better way you wish you could take care of yourself? And do you think you ever will? Now, this is both mental and physical now.
Yeah, I most definitely think that as far as physical, I most definitely can exercise more. And when I say that, it's not, due to me feeling like I need weight loss. It's just due to me having really bad asthma. And so I prefer to, keep my wind up, whether it's me running on a treadmill, whether it's anything of that nature, I can basically exercise my lungs out a little bit more than what I have done and have been suggested from previous doctors. I just think that I just kind of roll with it. But at the same time, I think at 30 years old, I would have it more controlled had I, started exercising, just pretty much keep them in great shape, despite the disease, that I have obviously inside of both of them.
Okay.
As far as mentally, sometimes I feel like I overthink too much, like in situations where I don't have to worry about that right now. It hasn't even come up yet for me to worry about it, but I'm already worried about it. Sometimes it's hard for me to just take that day or that hour or two and just kind of relax. So I think mentally I can take care of myself more by not overthinking.
Okay. Do you think you'll ever reach to that point?
Absolutely.
Think it's ingrained in you?
No, absolutely. I think that I've already have scaled back on how much I overthink. It was a lot worse. So over time, I have already told myself this, like, you kind of need to chill out. You're worrying about stuff, but I still haven't perfected it to the point where I still don't do it as often. You know what I'm saying? I still do it enough where, it can be bothersome or it can be draining or you overwhelmed already. You haven't got out the bed. You just letting your thoughts kind of, take control of the day already. So I can most definitely, stop overthinking and enjoy the day.
Okay. So you just admitted that you're 30. Congratulations on
Yes, 30 years old, dirty 30, baby.
Now let me ask you this question. When you were between the ages of 16 and 18, you thought 30 was old.
Oh, yes, I did.
Now that you're 30, how do you feel?
It's not old at all. I don't feel old. I feel seasoned. You know what I'm saying? And when I say that, it's because I learned so many life lessons in my 20s, like so many things that you couldn't even imagine. I pretty much capitalized off of those things in my way, in a way, even as far as the podcast, to go back to what we were originally talking about, whether I came on here and rapped a song about somebody who hurt me in the past, whatever it might have been, I pretty much have capitalized off of anything I went through in my 20s, but I feel more seasoned, but I don't feel like, oh, I'm old. Look at this old chick. Oh, my back hurt. No, I feel accomplished and I feel seasoned.
Okay. What's something that you learned about yourself in your 20s that you'll make sure that you will not do in your 30s?
What I learned about myself in my 20s is sometimes I can tend to stay in situations too long that I know is already dead.
That this slides into the topic that we about to talk about at Death Fresh show tonight.
Let's do it.
No, that's on my Death Fresh show. That's my other show.
Okay.
Airs at 7 p.m. every Saturday.
Okay.
We're on our What is Love tour right now.
Okay.
And the topic, for those of you hear this before or after the episode drops, is actually called Unhappy in a Comfortable Relationship. Something that a lot of us tend to do.
That's good.
All right. What's something about you that might creep other people out?
I don't think it creep people out, but it most definitely, it might creep people out.
Let's take creep out. Let's take creep out. What's something about you that annoys other people, Like they just can't get
I
on my nerves.
I don't eat a lot.
That is not a bad thing for a man
I
who's trying to take you on a date.
No, I'm just saying, like I literally I eat like once a day,
Do you feel like
and
that's because of your health, or that's just something you opt to do?
it's I don't never wake up and say I'm only going to eat once a day. I just pretty much I never have like a huge appetite, and it could deal with a lot of with me being vegan, but I just don't have a huge appetite. So people be like, it just annoy me how much you just don't eat. You be eating once a day, but I mean, as you could tell, I don't like I'm missing no meals, so I don't be tripping. But I just think a lot of people, especially around me, be like, Michaela, the fact that you eat like once a day, that is so annoying. And I'm pretty much like, huh? I thought that was pretty much normal. But everybody like, you're supposed to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
At
but,
least twice a day you should
right.
eat.
So I'm more like a snacker, and then I'll prefer to have like a meal later in the day. But I'm not like a big breakfast fan, a big anything of that nature. So yeah, I think that. But outside of that, I might want to tie it with I'm really big on the silent treatment, and that annoys people who are trying to communicate with me. But I only get that way when I feel like I'm either communicating with a fool, or I'm communicating with someone that wants to, draw some type of negative energy, out of me. So I can go completely silent, and people have told me like that part of you is extremely annoying because I'm trying to talk it out and you done shut down for like 2 weeks, and I will. I don't think I'll ever change that about me because I've saved a lot of my energy by basically just leaving people on scene, letting them sit in their own misery, and me pretty much being
now,
like,
are
hey,
you 100% sure though that this individual is trying to draw negativity out you? I'll tell you.
Majority of the time, yes.
Okay, because sometimes we do try to communicate with you, but just like love languages, our communication skills may be different. And especially because men and women, they do communicate differently, and sometimes it takes us a minute before we realize how we're saying it is not the best way to say it. So sometimes when you shut us out and you don't want to talk to us, it's because we figured out how we were saying it and how it wasn't being conveyed, and now we can't get to you to get this problem rectified.
Right.
So there's unnecessary tension. But if you know for a fact they're just being fuck boys,
and see, the thing about it is, it's more or less. Well, let me clarify. When I feel like I know it's going down a disrespectful path, that's when I'm like, okay, you trying to get me out my bag, but I ain't gonna let you. That's something that I learned in my 20s. Yeah, no, that's just something that I learned in my 20s as well. To ping back to what you asked me about my 20s, I allowed so many people. I was invited to so many arguments that I attended. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. And so when
I like how you said that.
Yeah, when you still have those same people around, you kind of, they jig is kind of up. It's kind of like, okay, I know what you on. Okay, you trying to do what you did. So some people, they haven't elevated, but see, I have. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So I don't allow you to take me out my bag no more because you've done that already. I fell for your trap already. So that's what I mean when I say if it's getting disrespectful and I know that this not finna end well, I'm pretty much gonna ignore you. I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna treat you like a nothing ass person.
Ooh.
Basically.
Don't do that to me. I'll cut you.
I'm gonna treat you like you nothing, and that's exactly how you're gonna feel when you get ignored.
All right. You're a terrible person. Do you think you're an overachiever or underachiever? If you look at how your life was up to 30, do you think you've overachieved a lot or you've underachieved?
As far as like actual accomplishments, I would have to say I'm an underachiever, and that's just off of my own pedestal I have put myself on.
Okay.
It's not off of what anyone else would prefer for me to do or anyone else's definition of me or their goals of me. Me personally, I feel like there are several things that I have dropped the ball on that I could have went harder with, even if it just goes to talking about college. But as far as personally and mentally, I have overachieved because I've been in a space where it was extremely dark and I had to fight every day to get back to who I was.
You gotta fight every day to prove your love.
Yes. So personally, I have overachieved, but as far as like actual life goals, I have underachieved, but I will be changing that very soon. And I have slowly started already changing that.
That's what's up. You are growing as a human being.
Period.
People may want to be around you. I cannot. I have to be that person. All right. What's an unpopular opinion you will never let go of? So what is something that you believe in that the rest of the world don't fuck with?
I believe. Oh, okay. Let me say let me say this. Now this might offend some people,
We
but
don't care here.
okay. I don't believe your husband should come before your kids.
Okay.
I don't. I don't. People say you're supposed to give your man his plate first and let the kid. I don't believe that. I do believe marriage is something that is goals. If you find the right person and it's true love. But I don't believe in the pedestal that husbands are put on and the kids are supposed to be like under.
Right.
I don't. I just don't respect it. And majority of the time, I just feel like your kids are gonna always be your kids. You and this man can be divorced next year. So I had to watch my mama all this time, pretty much put him first, and what he needed was first, his wants was first, his feelings was first, and then your kids come second. That's where I feel like a lot of women have really messed up at, because even if it's women who in their 40s or their 50s or even in their 30s now, I feel like once you have divorced this man, your children haven't forgot about those times you weren't there, because what your main concern was making sure he was okay, making sure his feelings was, validated, making sure you didn't piss him off. Now you might have, these children that whether they grown now, whether they, still 13, 14, that's kind of like, that's crazy how he was coming so first. So to a certain degree, I'm not saying you should treat your husband less than, but this pedestal that this society has put this in, a man come first, feed your man first. I don't agree with that.
I think I kind of agree with you. But I also think that there's a caveat to that. I think it's never one should always be first and the other one should be second.
Right.
It should alternate based on what's going on. Like, to me, the food thing is trivial. Like, I come from a household where dinner is cooked, serve your damn self.
Right.
That's the hard part was cooking the damn food.
Right.
The rest of it, you feed yourself, make sure the kids eat, and then y'all work out who cleaned up the kitchen.
Absolutely.
Already cooked.
Right.
When it comes to responsibilities in life, yes, you do have to make sure that your mate is happy. But at the end of the day, if both of y'all are actual real parents, then the kids should always be taken care of no matter what.
Absolutely.
So I agree with you on that, because society right now, let me back this up. Social media right now has been having this ongoing unnecessary debate about the status of what relationships should look like. You have the 50-50 conversation, you have the 80-20 conversations, you have the niggas ain't shit, and then you have the pick me kind of conversation.
Right.
So at this current moment in time, I don't think nobody knows anything but what you personally want.
Exactly.
I feel like just because, let's say in this case, Kay wants this type of relationship and I might want something completely different from her, neither one of us is wrong.
Absolutely.
You just have to make sure that when you're out there looking, put it on the table.
Right.
I do 50-50. But then at the same time, I date women who are career orientated.
Right.
Where you make as much, if not more, in some cases, as I do.
Right.
Because I'm an entrepreneur. So if you were a regular 9-to-5 with a college degree, you're going to make more than I do at points anyway.
Right.
So, of course, I would expect us to be 50-50.
Right.
Not because I can't do what needs to be done, but because 50-50 doesn't always look as, let's split these bills.
Absolutely.
50-50 could be you take care of the kids, I cover the household. 50-50 could be we put all these bills in one pot and we all put money in this pot.
Right.
So that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
That's a whole topic that you can have on your show.
I might have to use that topic on my next show.
Man, they always still topics for me. All right. What are you too picky about besides niggas?
My food. And it's because, like I said, I'm vegetarian. I don't eat meat. I don't like anything that has eggs in it. Are you
vegetarian or are you looking towards vegan? Because that's two different levels.
I'm vegetarian as of now. I've been vegetarian. Like I said, I'm 30. I've been this since I was like 18. I'm slowly gradually over to not liking seafood either.
Right.
But for the most part, it's been strictly just meat. And so it has went from that to meat. I don't like anything with eggs. I don't eat eggs. French toast, if it was made in the egg yolk, I don't like it.
Have you tried the egg substitute stuff?
No. And you see my mom, she, of course she wants me to, eat better because I am a vegetarian. So she suggests things like that, the meat substitutions and things of that nature. But they just aren't good to me. So
you haven't met the right people then.
yeah, so I eat good. Like I got some recipes on my own as far as some vegetarian recipes with no meat in it, but I'm very picky. Like I go to restaurants, people be like, Michaela, you the last one to try to figure your food out. And I'm like, okay, because this got eggs in it, this got, so I'm so picky with my food.
I got this homegirl named Butterfly. She make this fire ass vegan burger. Now take into consideration, I'm not vegetarian at all.
Black beans in it.
I will fuck up a burger in a heartbeat. Matter of fact, I think I might go get one after we leave. But her vegan burger, I will always choose that over getting a real burger.
Are you serious?
That's how fire it is. Real talk.
What she got in it?
Look, I'll tag you to her. I'll tag you to her.
Okay.
And you can get down on it. She's been on my show too.
Okay. Shout outs to her because it's hard to even find anybody that make,
She makes fun. And here's the dope thing I like about her. She also makes her vegan meals somewhat exotic.
Okay.
That's why I gotta add you. I'm gonna tag you.
Yes,
to her
tag me. I'm excited.
So you can see some of the things she does.
Okay. I'm excited.
What is something that you love, like you love it to death, but the people in your world absolutely hate it?
Weed.
Nothing wrong with that.
I love smoking. It's
from the earth.
Yeah, it's
God made this.
And the thing about it is,
in you.
And when I say that, I mean I think that it really has been something that really has gotten me through in times where I was probably really stressed out or going through something. I'm not like an all day smoker. Like every hour I gotta smoke. I pretty much prefer to smoke during the nighttime. That's when I really chill the most. So I don't like to be out in the public and I'm high. I don't like to be at the grocery store and I'm high. But after I done did everything for the day, it's kind of like my reward of the night.
It's how you unwind. It's the equivalent to like melatonin for adults.
Absolutely. Like, I know this lady who told me she had a weed bath bomb, some type of substance, and basically supposed to relax your body, like kind of like have you so limp in the tub. Stuff like that I really enjoy. But I've never at this point in my life, I've never tried anything higher than that. Like how people do edibles or they do the
edibles is fun.
Yeah, I never tried an edible in my life.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Okay. As you being an avid weed smoker, you do not walk into edibles like you walk into anything else.
Right.
Number one, it will not hit you right away.
Okay.
Number two, depending on who made them, the potency levels can be different.
Right.
That's one of the biggest things about a lot of regular weed smokers love and hate about edibles.
Right.
Because you don't, unless you are making them yourself, you don't know the level of THC that's
exactly
in it, so you don't know how hard it's gonna hit you.
Right.
And finally, never trip alone. Okay. Because you can have an edible and you'll start seeing sound.
Oh my God.
Because the THC.
Oh no! Wait, hold on.
You'll see that it enters your body completely different, and it's an all over feeling.
Right.
Okay. But for a lot of people, it is the way they consume it.
Okay.
Like, I'm more of an edible person.
Okay.
Than I'm a weed smoker because one, I don't like the smell on me.
Right.
Two, I don't like the moments where you could not be able to do stuff because I got shit to do.
Right.
But I do still need to relax.
Right.
Edible helps me out because if you know who you're getting it from and you know the levels, it can ride. You can ride into it.
Sure.
Now, there's been times I've had an edible and next thing you know it, I'm got the biker boy vision and I'm out here having fucking the greatest time of my life. But then there's other days where it's like shit just didn't hit me that way because
right.
I don't know the different things. Okay. Do you tend to be too easy or too harsh to the men in your life?
Most definitely too harsh. And I only say that because I just think that I like to be handled a certain type of way. I just think at 30 years old, I just feel like I'm not letting nobody come half step with me. It's just several things that come with me pretty much coming off like, I'm not going to say like a bitch, but I guess pretty much coming off like, kind of hard to deal with. But I'm pretty much like, okay, I don't want to talk to no nigga if you talking to somebody else. Okay. I don't want you to be texting me one day and we texting consistently, but then I don't hear from you for 3 days. Like I don't really let that revolving door, pretty much go on.
I had to go move way across state line. Look, I was in a high speed chase. I lost my phone. Look,
no,
I'm sorry.
No, that did not happen.
Look, when I move weight across state lines, things happen.
What happened?
I lost my phone. You see, I got a whole brand new phone. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not texting her like that, people. So don't get this is the kind of issues we have when we argue.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's always all Tone fault.
No, it's not. It's always her fault. She doesn't. She's not used to people actually giving a damn about her feelings.
Well, that's not true.
Okay. How long you been single?
I have been single since it's been a good 2 years. In the midst of those 2 years, I was pretty much, I would say, dating somebody, but we weren't in a relationship. But it just wasn't going the way that I needed to. But I pretty much have been single since I left a 7-year relationship, but it was with a female.
What did you learn about yourself in that relationship?
I think I learned that you can't trust anybody. And I say that because her and I were extremely close. I didn't think that.
You didn't hear the question.
We said, what did I learn
about yourself in that relationship?
I learned that you can't. I learned that I'm too trusting.
Okay.
I learned that sometimes I can be a bit naive about things that's kind of going on right around me or in my face.
Okay.
I learned that I tend to stay in situations where it's already deaded, and I know it's deaded, but I'm trying to see if it will still work. That's what I learned about myself.
If you had an opportunity, okay, let's say this. If that person came back in your life, would you give it a second chance?
No.
Is it something that can be fixed, though?
No.
Are those now red flags going forward?
Those most definitely are red flags going forward. I feel like every situation, any relationship where it doesn't end well, you've taken something from that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Pretty much like, oh, okay, well, now, okay, I done found out this chick was cheating on me, but for a month, I was noticing she was having her phone face down. So now if I'm dealing with somebody else 2 years later, your phone face down, kind of like, what's going on? I kind of already went through this kind of in a way.
My phone be face down because it makes noise when it sits on his back.
Look, you better stop playing with me. Look,
my phone is better when it's face down when it's up. But at the same time, I'm gonna be honest with you. My phone never really be locked. So
how not?
How you not got the? Oh my god!
It's this just did it, y'all. Listen, me and Tone, we be arguing because he is such a great guy. He's such a great mentor. I really feel like he's dope in what he does. I feel like his network is dope. I feel like he's a great example for all the Black guys out there, all the up and coming Black entrepreneurs who really want to get out here and do something. I really think he has created a very positive platform.
We argue because I don't let her get away with the spoiled behavior.
That's not true, y'all.
She tries to convey.
That's not true, y'all.
Every time she comes in here and she can't get something her way, she starts this little whine. And I'd look at her like, are you done yet?
And I'll be looking back at him like, no, Tone, I'm not done yet. No, me and Tone will get into it because I'll be asking, well, how was my show? Was my show good? Do you think it was good? I'm like, yeah, I think it was good. Do you think it was good? Then that's all that matters, that you thought it was good. I'm like,
where's the problem? At the end of the day, show me where the lie is. Because if you have something wrong, it will be my job to tell you what's wrong. But how you think about the show, only you matter.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
I can tell you I hated that show, but you could have loved it.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
Because you know what I tell people when they don't like something I did? This was not for you anyway.
Right.
This was not yours. This was not how I didn't envision this for you. Therefore, you didn't like it. So fuck you and everything you stand for. So before we go ahead and get out of here, what is a disclaimer you would give people? Because sexuality is a spectrum with you when they meet you. So if you had an opportunity to sit down and say, look, before we even consider doing anything, friends, couples, whatever, this is what you need to know about me.
Don't play with me.
That can mean a lot.
It's very simple.
Like they may not give you the controller to be player 2 on the video game. They may not want to play basketball with you. Don't play with me could mean so much.
Okay, well, let me say this.
Specific.
Be honest. Be truthful. I'm very moody when I feel like I'm picking up on the bullshit, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
So I would say my disclaimer is, if you're not on no real shit, don't come around me.
Do you feel like you have relationship PTSD?
Um,
Meaning, do you feel like there was things in your last relationship that you never got resolved, so you automatically are defensive about it in your new one?
well, see, my last relationship, like I said, it was a 7-year relationship, and I was with a female. I feel like everything that she took me through at the end, pretty much, it kind of shifted my character in a way. It changed the way I pretty much was viewing anybody that was trying to come, be with me or fuck with me, because I felt like if somebody's so close to you can do you the way she did me at the end, it most definitely had my guards up. So I would say I have PTSD.
You got trauma, girl.
I got you. I most definitely got some trauma that I'm easing through, but I try not to put that on to others who haven't done anything to me, because then you can miss out on the perfect person, because you're still struggling with past things, especially
just because you're a light-skinned dude don't mean
so I will say that relationship did have me pretty much like being a little bit harder on people than I could have. I didn't even had niggas tell me like you kind of like right now you kind of tripping. Right. And I'm like, no, I ain't tripping about, but you look back, you like you was tripping. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just, but shout outs to her, because I felt like if it wasn't for everything she took me through, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. I really feel like I bossed up, from everything that I went through in that relationship. So shout outs to her for, doing everything she did. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we love her, but fuck her. With that being said, we've come to the end of this episode. I'd like to thank Kay for tuning in with us today. Tell everybody how they can get a hold of you.
You can get a hold of me by watching Kicking It with Kay on the TDR platform. You can follow me on Facebook, Calico Montana. You can follow me.
Where the hell that name come from?
Calico. Okay, so let me tell y'all really quick since the show ended. I like watching battle raps. So I don't know if y'all heard of Calico. Mm-hmm. I like him. So I took Calico from that. And then I love Tony Montana. So I put Calico and Montana together and made it my Facebook name.
You are too small to be a
Yeah, or you can follow me on Instagram as well, y'all. K is so beautiful _ with the beautiful.
Don't do it, people. It's wild over
I'm
there.
lit. We lit.
It's wild over there, fam. You're not ready for that. All right, with that being said, make sure you check us out on all streaming platforms. That's Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Make sure you look for the drop on this one. I usually drop them in series. Also, if you are on her live right now, you might as well stick around. We are getting ready to start the What is Love Tour episode. Like we said, unhappy in a comfortable relationship. And then the second topic is self-love is the best love. So with that being said, people, we about to get the fuck up out of here. Peace.
We out.
We out this bitch, baby.